My face was
From coast to coast and around the world, this is Kaleidoscope, America's most exciting radio magazine. Stay tuned for more.
Hello, this is Sunny Chayes, and you are listening to Singing in the Rain, 99.3 on this gorgeous day. And I was doing a little chanting because we are bringing the East and the West together today. And I will tell you a little bit about that, but next week we are going to continue the conversation of what we're doing this week, so that's going to be awesome with Jack Rose and a few other guests. And last week I spoke about the Quran for 2 shows, and I want to continue to encourage us to keep asking the questions and learning and expanding our compassion and for all of our brothers and sisters on earth, and just opening all of that up. And I want to go right into, because we have just a great show today and I want to kind of get to it. So we have an awesome guest, our first one who is coming on, and his name is Bob Guglielmino. And Bob is the founder and director of Humanitarian Treks, co-founder of Climbers for Peace and Fathers and Families. Bob has appeared on numerous television and radio shows on peace, citizen diplomacy, fathers' rights in the U.S., Ukraine, Russia, Nepal, and India. He is a goodwill ambassador to Nepal. He sponsors 2 children's orphanages in Nepal. Bob has received awards from Ukrainian Parliament. He has also organized the Moscow International Peace Marathons, is the only American member of the Ukrainian Alpinist Federation, and a delegation leader of Athletes United for Peace. Bob also works with humanitarian rights groups to stop human trafficking in Nepal, India. We will learn much more about Bob in this show, but he wanted me to also to tell you that he was a veteran from 1968 to 1972 and has been working for peace ever since. He also sent me something, and he sort of banged it out, late hours, as he keeps late hours and early hours, and I just love this, so I'm just going to read it. These are Bob's words. Basically, I am a global social worker, promoting peace and citizen diplomacy everywhere I go, whether I am planting a peace pole in a mountain village in southern Russia, or building a senior citizen center in Kathmandu, or mediating a dispute between parents over child custody in San Francisco. It is my mission and purpose for global positive change for children and families. So, oh goodness. Welcome, Bob. Welcome, Bob. Come to our show and let's chat.
Thank you very much, Sonny. It's great to be here, and that's quite a resume. I didn't really even know it was mine. But then I looked at my wallet and saw how old I am, and I guess that is my resume. It's great to be here in Los Angeles in this show, so thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Well, there's so many things to talk about, and I want to get to a couple serious topics first, I think. Actually, let's talk about you're doing some work in Nepal, and I would love for you to give us, kind of paint a picture for people who don't know, and many of us have not been to Nepal, what is happening? What's the feeling there these days? How are the Nepalese people doing?
I'll try and give it justice. If on one hand you were to read the U.S. State Department, you'd never go there. Yet on the other hand, it is a country of great spiritual traditions. It's the only Hindu country in the world. It's 43% Hindu, the 41% Buddhist, and the rest Christian. But today it is There was a king for 238 years, followed by a Maoist revolution that really decimated the country for 10 years. And the country is without a constitution. It is rapidly approaching an anarchist state, and the people, the 102 tribes that inhabit Nepal and the Himalayas are trying to work for economic, social justice, to change caste, to change gender, and to move forward into the first world. It's a country of great transition and great difficulty, to be quite honest with you.
And great beauty.
Enormous beauty. There is nothing like the Himalayas. It is the center, it is the top of the world. That's why people from all over the world travel there during the seasons, which tend to be October through December, and then March through May.
So one thing that you told me about when we were having an amazing Himalayan meal, which we'll talk about later at Tara's restaurant, about some things that you've done to bring people together who would otherwise never be together. So you have, the name of it is Climbers for Peace, where you brought these castes together. So tell us about that.
Well, Climbers for Peace is a project I actually did in Russia. Where we formed that in 1997, where we brought a Russian team and an American and a Ukrainian team. We felt that these three great countries produced some pretty remarkable people, and as a citizen diplomatic effort, we could come together. We did not know each other and climb a peak called Mount Elbrus in southern Russia, and we did that in 1997. We're now in our 12th year, and 10 journeys later all over the world, still proving that citizen diplomacy is really the answer to so many problems today. We bring people together and magic happens.
Well, so what is the name of the climb that you did where you had the 9 different girls with the 9 different castes?
Pretty remarkable story, and truly a Nepali story, where Nepal had been popularized by Sir Edmund Hillary in the climb with Tenzing Norgay, and followed by numerous expeditions of the international community. But what was missing were the Nepalese. What was missing was the people who got the climbers to the top. They were the guides, they were the porters, they were the ice doctors. And in 2007, a fellow named Dagumba Sherpa had an idea to build the first women's Nepali team to go attempt to summit Mount Everest. And 23 women, young women, applied, and they all went to mountaineering school. 13 made it out. 3 actually had to stop immediately due to cultural and economic issues. But these 10 remarkable young women from 7 different castes came together. And when I talk about caste, there's definitions underneath that. Some could not enter others' homes. Some could not eat together. Some would not be paid any attention. Some were complete village girls, uneducated. And so these young women formed in mountaineering school, came back to Kathmandu, lived together, trained together, and in 2008 changed history. These 10 young women all came together to climb Mount Everest, and 10 out of 10 summited.
Oh my goodness.
It is a world record. The equivalent here would be Mia Hamm and the USA soccer team.
That's so incredible. Well, and again, just to really emphasize the importance of that as far as bringing together people who would otherwise not be together, and the idea of peace, and bringing young people, which again I believe so much is our future, bringing together people who would otherwise not come together because their grandparents might not, but the kids will. And when people understand about the caste, I mean, it's I know of it, the Untouchables. We've seen these things a little bit in movies. We Western people, and we know, but it's like apartheid, it's like civil rights, the before civil rights. I mean, it's in a way what we don't even understand. I mean, they were so separate and still are in some ways. So to have them all come together and have you bring them together is just, wow, is amazing. I would love for you to tell us also about your organizations, your orphanages, I meant to say.
I am in many ways just one of many the people who love Nepal. We fell in love with it. We continue to go back every year. We continue to bring the first world to interact with the third world and help Nepal. There's a couple of orphanages I sponsor there. And we're all on Facebook. I wake up with them on Facebook every morning.
Oh, beautiful.
The kids. And as of yesterday, we have our first doctor who just graduated.
Oh my gosh.
This is a village girl that we sent through medical school, and we have a few in nursing school, engineering school. We're teaching them to be entrepreneurs. But at the essence is we teach them to think from the West in terms of problem solving, ability to comprehend, and a great breadth of knowledge. But we also encourage them to make decisions from the East.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep their
Amen.
culture, their heart, their soul, and go forward into their world. Not our world, but their world. And
I love it.
Tara, who you have here right now, has a remarkable school, actually, in her community above Pokhara, that I think she'll talk about.
Yes, yes. Well, so I want to talk a little bit more because this is a radio show, and I want people to be moved and inspired. So before they can be moved and inspired, they need to know kind of really what's happening in Nepal. So, and I think Tara will be telling us a little bit more about that. And I understand that she was entertaining the Prime Minister, so she kind of can't do it. So that's why we have you here today, one of the reasons.
Okay, I've been defined. I'm beginning to understand. I don't tread so lightly. I don't have to.
Yes, go for it, Bob.
And have actually done television shows there, actually going out over after the Maoists, who have really, in my view, really decimated the country, dismantled the social and ethnic harmony of those 102 ethnic groups. They have managed to alienate every economic structure. They managed to set bandas, which are strikes, countrywide, where people are really quite imprisoned in their houses. Now, that's the downside, the dark side, yet at the same time, we're seeing a few models pop up here where the young people are saying, you know what, we're going to take our country.
Awesome.
And we're going to go forward, and they're working with their compatriots that live, whether in Qatar, or they're in Europe, or they're in the U.S., collaborating with Eastern and Western ideas to define their future.
Beautiful.
We are at the beginning stages of this. So there's a lot of rubble. There's a lot of people are dying every day.
So one question I have about that is, what is the health situation? What is the water situation? What is, sort of how is that going on? I mean, we have fresh water here to drink so easily. What's the situation there with that?
Well, since you want me to expose the bare facts,
please.
Kathmandu was voted the worst capital city to live in the world.
Oh my goodness.
Its water and its health system is really quite dreadful, and yet there's new things coming up with water collection systems that we're trying to improve it. But you can bring science to the plate, but you have to change culture. You have to change the way people do things. And so part of it is addressing that. It's like in the Terai, which is the lower region of Nepal between India and the capital. The water is absolutely dreadful.
Oh my goodness.
All kinds of pathogens. Children are dying. They have no water, so they're digging wells, but they're filled with iron and arsenics and this kind of stuff.
And this is so heartbreaking to me because I think of offering my child water and knowing that I could be playing Russian roulette. It's just absolutely horrible to me. Bob, I want to take a little pause here. We're going to be back. I just want to remind our listeners, if you're just with us, this is Sunny Chayes with KCLA, Singing in the Rain. And we have Bob Guglielmino. I really appreciate you teaching me how to say your name, Bob.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. And we are going to be back. We're also going to be having another guest with us when we return. And we'll be back.
My face was numb and there was snow on the ground. And right in front of my apartment door was this bum wearing a t-shirt, freezing to death. So I step around him and I walk in. I think, great. Already a lousy day, now this. And then I get this sick feeling over me. It's like, forget me, what about this guy? So I go to my closet and I take out this sweater and this coat I haven't worn since college. And I thought about giving it to him. And I stood there feeling dumb. I mean, was he going to be mad at me because I gave him my hand out? He's freezing to death. I opened my door and I gave him the clothes. He puts them on, he stares at me, and he walks away. I don't know. I mean, it was weird, but it was good. I mean, you don't have to be the Salvation Army to give somebody a coat.
Bart Darris is one of the little answers to the big problems facing every community in America. And because there are more people than problems, things will get done. All you have to do is something. Call the Points of Light Foundation at 1-800-677-7309. Do something good. Feel something real.
I went from house to house, getting any food or clothes they'd give me. Then I handed it all out to any needy people in the neighborhood. That's it.
Jack Powell is one of the little answers to the big problems facing every community in America. And because there are more people than problems, things will get done. All you have to do is something. Call the Points of Light Foundation at 1-800-677-7309. Do something good. Feel something real.
When you give blood, you give another birthday, another summer vacation, another concert, another date, another dance, another day at the beach, another night under the stars. When you give blood, you give another holiday with the family, another sunset after supper, another talk with a best friend, another laugh, another hug, another chance. This is Brooke Shields for the American Red Cross. Please give blood.
A public service message from the Ad Council.
So we're back, and this is Sunny Chayes, KCLA, Singing in the Rain. And yes, do give blood. Sometimes we think that just everyone else is going to do it, but if you can do it, do it. If you can't do it, talk someone else into it or do a blood drive. We're going to do a song here that's called I Am, and I am actually singing it. And so when you hear the words, it's about the great I am. It's not about me. It's about the great I am. So here we go.
How about that? I am magnetic, and that's where it's at. I am the creator of all that I see. That's you, that's me. Collective we. You are perfection, a blessing divine. We are connected, I'm yours and you're mine. There is no separation. I am God's expressing in this fleshy disguise. Isn't it odd to feel otherwise? Isn't it odd to feel otherwise? The scent of the flowers in spring. I am the part of the song which you sing. I am the warmth of the sun and the sky. All this am I. I give you breath and you give me much more. Let's play in our playground we've come to explore. There is no separation. We are God's expressing in this fleshy disguise. Isn't it odd to feel otherwise? Isn't it odd to think otherwise? If you could see what I see, you would not doubt your worth and your beauty. Be at peace with no one, keeping score, no stick to measure by. There is nothing now you need to do, only what you long to try. And you might start enjoying your life for a while. Following your heart is what makes me smile. There is no separation, we are God's expressing in this fleshy disguise. Isn't it odd to feel otherwise? Isn't it odd? Isn't it odd? Isn't it odd to feel otherwise?
Speaking and not singing. And I wanted to play that because I wanted to remind us all we have quite a community in this radio show right now and in this studio, and all the work that we're doing, and I just want to remind us that we are all connected, and so I just wanted to say that to you all. So we are back, and I have Bob with me, and I would like Bob to actually introduce our next wonderful, beautiful guest. So do you mind jumping in, Bob, and doing an introduction for us?
With 2 feet.
Okay, thank you.
It is my great honor and privilege to introduce Ms. Tara Gurung, who's is truly the new Nepal, where she lives here in Los Angeles, has a remarkable restaurant here, Tara's Himalayan Cuisine, which is a real centerpiece for the Nepali community and people who love Nepal. But the larger venue here is that she's kind of a Mother Teresa of the Gurung community, where she builds schools in above Pokhara and is always building and healing and helping her community. I know she gets embarrassed when I say Mother Teresa, but
Yes, I'm seeing her laughing and cringing.
but I'm Italian, and I can say that, and she's more naturally sheepish.
That's right.
This is Tara Gurung.
That's why I had you introduce her, because I knew that that would go very well. Thank you, Bob. So, Tara, say hi to our people.
Hi.
So I want you to just get to it, because we have a half an hour, not as much time as I would like. So I would love you first to tell us, again, it might be sort of painful, but we just need to know this stuff. So if you can tell us your story of what brought you here and why you have your school.
Oh, thank you for inviting me here, Bob and Sunny. It's so sad to talk my country. My country is so beautiful. The people are so beautiful there. And the country is beautiful, people are beautiful, and it's what's going on right now, it's sad. It's that's why I don't even hear TV, I don't hear news, because when I hear it, it's more sad for me to see that stuff. It used to be so beautiful country. So I am surprised myself I'm here, because I grew up 16,000 feet in Nepal, and I walk barefoot without slipper, and I'm driving here a car, and I have restaurants. I'm saying, where I am now. I feel like I know that's, you don't ever know what happened tomorrow. So that's I believe myself. But I came here when I'm 19 years old, and then I never went to school in Nepal. So, and it's very difficult time for me here to not speak English and not to how to read or writing also. I went quite difficult time here to learn everything here. So I went through so many things, and then after I was 7 years back to Nepal, went back to see my country, my family. after 70 years, same thing when I left the country, same position, no school. I mean, they have a school, but it's very sad to see kid go to school and the parents are working hard, kid play in the river. They don't even go to school. They say, parents, I'm going to school, but they're not school. So, and nowadays it's like a computer, everything. Without education, you can't do nothing right now.
Yeah.
So I say, oh my God, listen, my brother and sister all like having this time, there's no education.
So you started a school?
I started a school to help children, education in Nepal. And then after I came back here, then I say, I want to do something sharing here and the benefit go to my Nepal, my children.
Beautiful.
And that's why we open restaurant. We can share our food, Nepali, Tibetan, in taste of Nepal, Tibet here. Then the benefits go to Nepal children, women.
Awesome.
That's why we open a school in Nepal. It's doing very great. Some volunteers go to there, teach English also. So
and how many students do you have?
I started, it's like a 45, now it's 75.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. And the teachers are there and they're teaching the kids. And
yes.
Gosh, that is so beautiful. So my engineer gives me a signal that we have only a few minutes left. And so I just want to ask you to say one thing that you would love for our listeners to know about your country.
My country is such a beautiful country. A lot of spiritual and a lot of mountain, natural beauty, everything. I just every day pray for my country, feel better and one day it's going to be better.
Yes,
I'm just praying every morning to be better.
Thank you.
And I love my country.
Well, we're going to see what we can do, and I want my listeners to know that next week we are going to have an amazing, amazing guest named Jack Rose, and we've had him on the show before. His organization is Waves for Water, and I understand that you have a surprise for him. Is that right, Bob?
Absolutely.
So we are going to stay tuned. Next week we are going to be enjoying having Jack, and I hope the two of you come back and join us next week. Okay. And I want to tell everyone also to go to Tara's Himalayan Cuisine on Venice Boulevard. And what's the actual street address? Fast?
10855 Venice Boulevard.
And some of the money actually goes to the orphanage, so come. And it's really inexpensive, and it's amazing, and it's going to be my new home away from home. I've already decided that. So we are just coming to a close really quickly here, but I want to remind everyone this is KCLA 99.3, Sunny Chayes singing in the rain, and we just love going out to dancing in the streets. So later we'll all be dancing, okay, Tara? Do you know how to dance in the streets?
Yes, I do.
Cool. And Bob, I know you do.
Tara is a dancer.
Oh, secret.
A secret.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back next week.